2005 was 20 years ago.
Oof.
I'm your host, Abhi, and we've got with you...
Hi, I'm Brittany, and I'm a millennial.
Hello, I'm Chris, and I'm also a millennial. I was alive in 2005.
So this is looking back at 20 items. We're revisiting the biggest moments from January to December in the exact order that they happened, from pop culture milestones to world-changing events. So let's rewind and relive the best, the wildest, and the most defining moments of 2005.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know if you guys remember your life like this, but I don't know why my memory works better with what grade I was in.
Yeah.
Like 05, I'm like, that means nothing to me, but I'm pretty sure that was 7th grade.
Yeah, 05, you're like, okay, I was
Middle
13
school?
years old, so that I must have been in 8th grade then.
Yes, yeah. Like I don't remember 05, but I remember middle school. 2005, I'm pretty sure it was 7th or 8th grade. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
But
what happened in 8th grade?
what I'm worried about here is middle school is such a narcissistic time in our lives because you're so worried about how you look, how you're showing up in the world, what other people are thinking about you. So I'm like, do I remember what happened in 05, or was I worried about like my blue eyeshadow? You know, the first time I ever wore makeup, and I was like, and the boy's gonna like it. You know, that's like,
well, I'm sorry. What was that phrase you just said?
And the boy's gonna like it. That's me imitating myself in middle school.
Chris, what are your memories of 2005?
2005, 8th grade. That was the year that the critically acclaimed video game Kingdom Hearts 2 came out.
That is one of the
This
no,
feels
That
very
is one
close
of the
to heart
things.
for you.
Yes. I remember I faked sick so that I could just stay up all night playing Kingdom Hearts 2, and then the next day I would just be at home also playing Kingdom Hearts 2.
And of course, we cannot begin without, the foundation of what this podcast was built on, which is a theme song.
That's what built the podcast.
I was
the
like,
theme
where are
songs.
we going with this?
But today, Chris is going to be doing a theme song,
All right.
all related to 2005.
2005. Okay.
Wait, you have to make one up on the spot?
I guess, yeah.
I will quit if you make me do this ever. I will walk right out that door.
I will quit.
And hold
I will
up.
take off the headphones and I will walk out.
Okay, you ready, guys?
No, but
You
let's
ready for
do
the
it.
song? Let's hear the song.
Okay. Where are you? 2005. It was 20 years.
God damn.
It was so long, I'm gonna be in tears.
Oh, yeah.
It was the release year of Kingdom Hearts 2. I stayed home and played lots for me and you. We were
And
in
I
8th
moved.
grade. It was middle school. We were not that cool. We were pretty drool. Yeah, 2005. 2005. I can't believe that we're still alive. Yeah.
Well done, I'll give it to you. Well done.
Wow.
Wow.
I will never do that.
Well, if you just like barf out words like I just did, I think you'll be fine.
Well, Brittany, lucky for you, I've got a different track for you. No, I'm joking. I'm not.
I will not yes and you on this.
Why not? You said you did improv.
No, but.
And you know what? Improv taught me my strengths and weaknesses.
And your weakness is all of
singing on
improv?
cue. And improv is my weakness.
If you're anything like me, you are always thinking about food. But in 2025, I am ready to optimize my nutrition this year. Enter Factor. They have chef-made gourmet meals that make eating, well, super easy. Their meals are dietitian approved and are ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Well, I truly love nothing more than to cook healthy, nutritious meals every day. No one's got time for that. Factor just fits so easily into my busy lifestyle, and it keeps me going all day long with wholesome smoothies, breakfasts, full meals, and grab-and-go snacks. I just love the citrus mojito pork bowl and herb shredded chicken and butternut squash. Plus, with over 40 options across 8 different dietary preferences on their menu each week, it's super easy to pick meals that are tailored to your specific goals, from Calorie Smart to Protein Plus to Keto, so you can easily reach your goals this year with ingredients you can trust and convenience that can't be beat. So eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Give them a try. Using our code not only helps us, but it also gets you a delicious meal in return. And let me know what some of your favorite meals are in the comments below.
20 things from 20 years ago, 20 years ago, 2 decades ago.
Stop aging us more. I'm
2
actually
decades
12.
ago.
I don't remember this.
You know what's funny? We're all pretty much the same age here, so I think we can.
It was 1/5 of a century ago.
It's getting worse.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
First thing,
January.
January 7th, 2005. Any guesses?
That was so that's the beginning of the year. I don't know. I was
you ready?
Yeah, we were still in 7th grade.
Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston split up.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Because he cheated on her with Angelina Jolie,
Yeah,
which is Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Angie Jolie. Yeah.
Honestly,
Yes.
Brad Pitt sucks.
Yes, that is
I'm like-
something we've all come to learn.
It's pretty public knowledge that he turned out to be a terrible husband and
We're
father.
just going off of, what has been reported on and what is out there in the media.
in the court.
In the court.
No, there are court cases against that man.
Tell me more about this whole situation of Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston.
Well,
like it's one
they'd
of the
been together for
A while.
Yeah, they were like the celebrity couple that was like, oh my gosh, I want to be the next Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston.
And I feel like it's one of the first, real, not first, but a huge public breakup that,
Yeah.
I feel like, especially back then, I mean, you still feel it now, but people had, not really understood parasocial relationships yet.
Yeah.
And so people felt personally attacked by their breakup. And I feel like that still happens today where people are, so affected by somebody else's
by somebody else's life.
relationship. Yeah.
It's like it has zero impact on your day to day, but you're just like,
Yeah, that's how I feel about football too, though. The Super Bowl just happened, and all these guys are and I'm like, it wasn't you. You didn't.
You weren't there.
You didn't lose.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't believe we lost, and I'm like, they lost. Maybe
They-
you weren't on that field.
But I think it's the same thing where you want to feel like you're part of a team or part of a community. So I guess in the terms of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, they were part of the. What was their couple name?
Brad Pitt and Angelina
Or not
Jolie.
Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Aniston.
I don't know,
Aniston. I don't know.
Brad and Angelina were Bradalina. No,
Brangelina.
Brangelina.
Yeah, that was-
Brangelina.
But what was?
But
Did Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston have a couple name? I don't remember.
know.
Yeah, y'all couldn't have done Pittiston or something.
it almost sounded like Pit Stain. I'm like, that's what we should go with. Pit Stain.
Oh, I love Pittston.
Pit Stain's my favorite couple.
But yes, of course, it was a big thing because they were supposed to be the ultimate power couple in
Yeah.
Hollywood. And it was the first ever that widely publicized marriage which came to an end. So they met in 98, married in 2000, and 2005 is when they announced they were separating on January 7th, 2005.
Wow. And in those, we didn't have smartphones back then. So it's people weren't as connected to the internet. All you saw was just on TV and on magazines at the grocery store as you're going to check out. You'd see
tabloid.
Brad Pitt, yes, Jennifer Aniston. And then it's oh, they're separating. Whoa.
It's like a heart that's like a broken.
Broken. Yes, always.
This-
Life was simpler, guys.
Life was
much
simpler.
Which other power couples can you think of that exist today?
I don't even
I feel
know
like people
anymore.
don't stay together.
Yeah,
Oh,
people don't
ASAP
stay
Rocky and Rihanna, right? I don't know if they're
I don't
married,
know
but
if
they're
that's the
cute.
thing. Yeah. I just know of couples. I don't know of any power couples. This is the one that media has pushed to the front line because everybody's connected to everybody.
It
So
was
everybody knows
Ryan
everything.
Reynolds and Blake Lively, but the media was really pushing them for a while, but they kind of.
Uh-oh.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't know who we're supposed to say. Kris Jenner and
Julius Caesar and
Timothy
Cleopatra.
Chalamet. Yes,
First of all,
that
power
2025 power couple.
Hold up. We just missed my point.
Cleopatra
It's
season.
not. It's definitely not Kris Jenner and
Oh,
Timothy
no, what?
Chalamet.
Kylie?
It's Kylie Jenner.
Sorry,
It's definitely
I
not
don't
Kris
know
Jenner.
their names. I just took a shot in the dark. Is Kris the mom?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
We're millennials.
Sorry.
We don't know any better.
I don't keeping up with the Kardashians. I
I
don't keep up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
So 4 days later, which is January 7th, 2005, we had Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston announcing their split. And next big thing.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie announced
Now
that
they're together. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
On
No.
January 11th, 2005, the iPod Shuffle is released.
Like the very
The first one?
Very first iPod Shuffle was released.
Oh, I had one of those. The first one with the gray screen and the big dial in the center.
And you had to do the circle to go up and down. Pre-touch screen. Wow.
I loved that. I loved it. I had that one, and then I kept that one for a really long time until the Nano. Not the Nano, the one that had the screen.
So the iPod Shuffle had no screen. That was the one with no screen.
What's the
that would
one-
just shuffle randomly songs.
Okay, not
Wait,
that
was
one.
it the small one?
The small, tiny one.
Okay, so that
Okay.
was the shuffle.
That was the Shuffle.
What was the one that was small but still had a little
iPod
screen?
Nano.
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 So I had the original iPod
Remember iPods?
iPod.
iPad.
Until I got the Nano.
Wow.
In high school, I remember like upgrading, and then somebody stole my iPod Nano in my jewelry class, and I knew that they stole it because it was like purple. And this is like so specific, but I had just taken like my senior photos, which I took ballet photos because I'm the most
dancer. Yeah.
And so I saw him using the iPod in the cafeteria, and I was like, "That's my iPod. I know you stole it out of my backpack in jewelry class." And he's like, "No, it's not." And I was like, "Open the photos." Open the photos. And it was all photos of me. And I was like, so either that's mine or you're obsessed with me.
And he was like, I'm obsessed with you.
No, he gave it back. I have the iPod Nano to this day just because I like had to fight for it. But I was like, give me back my iPod.
Yes, take back what is yours.
Yeah.
So the iPod Shuffle came out, which is
Name
not
drop
the iPod
him.
Nano.
Call him out.
I don't even remember. Call him out.
Curtis.
Harold, you're dead.
Harold and I love how we both went like Harold Curtis.
Yeah.
Like the most random.
It could just be like,
Oh, you know those 12-year-old names in 2005? Harold.
But yes, of course, it wasn't the iPod Nano. It was the iPod Shuffle, which was the screenless MP3 player that was the first of its kind to randomly shuffle songs in order.
You don't just select them.
You don't select them. And
Crazy.
like it was the lightest iPod at the time. So the idea of carrying something that's so light that you can just like listen to songs on was
I remember seeing
revolutionary.
like commercials for those where people would like, oh, look at this tiny thing. It just fits on an armband. And here's the cord from the thing to
Going
the headphones into your ears.
It came in two storage sizes. 120 songs or 240 songs.
Wow. That's all you really need.
That's all we needed back then. CDs used to just have like 15 songs on them or 12 songs.
12 to 15. I guess and you.
So despite its simplicity, the iPod Shuffle sold 10 million units in the first year, which is a lot. I mean,
That is a lot.
You know what? I remember having a Juke. Do you know those phones? It was like kind of like the iPod Shuffle. It was like this small. It was the size of a pack of gum.
Like itty bitty.
And then you could like swivel it out. But it also played music.
Oh, that's
What?
cool.
Do you guys remember those? The Juke? I had it in, I think, middle school.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure if I see it, I'll be like,
It's very 2005. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like this big. And the
Wow.
buttons were like so small. I'd be like,
Please work.
I didn't even have texting capabilities. My mom was like, I'm not paying for that.
To think it only took 20 years to go from that to just our little pocket
iPhones,
device that does
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. That's actually kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think about it technologically, to go from a shuffling, flipping.
So now we have like unlimited access to music.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all the time of history before cars until cars, and then 100 years later, we have this.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
held up air. And then 100 years later,
We have
this.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing. So then February 14th, Valentine's Day,
Hey.
2005.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
announced that they were officially a couple.
Oops.
YouTube was founded
On Valentine's Day?
on Valentine's Day.
I didn't know that. That's
Wow.
And now here we are, 20 years later,
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
on YouTube.
What are your thoughts on that? YouTube revolutionizing history.
I mean, that's crazy.
For people that couldn't see and were just listening in audio, as soon as I said that, Brittany and Chris's jaws dropped. They were like, what?
We also fully dissociated for a second.
Yeah.
We just like stared into the ether.
Do you remember the first ever video?
Ouch, Charlie. I don't know.
It was called Me at the Zoo. Do you remember it?
No.
So it came out on April 23rd, 2005. But it was Me at the Zoo. The creator, one of the creators, was Kareem. And it's just a video of him at the zoo. It's just me at the zoo. And he's just like...
And he just uploaded that to YouTube.
Yeah, because he was one of the founders. So he was like, trialing stuff out.
Oh,
so
that
it was
makes
created
sense, yeah.
by former PayPal employees, Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Kareem. So they were the three creators. And it was launched on February 14th, or founded on February 14th, 2005, because YouTube was supposed to be a dating app.
Oh.
What?
Interesting.
Like video dating kind of
Like
thing?
you upload a video of yourself so people could see you and meet you, and that's a way of...
And they would
getting to
comment
date
like, next.
They would hit the big red stop sign.
Thumbs down.
you. Thoughts on that, guys?
That's wild. Because does that exist even nowadays? All these
there's
dating
so
apps
many dating
later,
apps.
is there like a video-based one like that?
I guess Instagram.
I
Yeah.
haven't been on the
And
dating apps in a
TikTok.
while.
'Cause
But
they
those aren't
see-
like dating apps.
Yeah, those aren't like
True.
specifically,
There's
yeah.
like OK Cupid and stuff, which are a little bit more than just like an app. Those
Yeah.
are like website dating.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's really interesting though, because I always tell myself, you have like goals and aspirations in life, right? And
What's that like?
but I feel like something that a lot of humans struggle with is putting parameters on their dreams
Yeah.
and getting very like tunnel vision. And if you just like allow the universe to like kind of give you like I was so set on being a ballerina. Like I was like, I'm a ballerina. And then somebody told me in college, one of my jazz teachers was like, you should be on SNL. And I literally was like, I'm going to be a ballerina.
And you were just like, shut up.
Yeah. And then now I'm like, oh wait, I love comedy. This is like, you know, if you just like, and then now I can like do dance jobs that aren't ballet that can involve humor. Like I, you know, can do that a lot. So it's like, if you're just willing to like open up and like allow things to evolve, it can grow to like how YouTube was a dating app. And now it's like, I think one of the most, if not the most used social media platforms.
YouTube took over like any broadcast thing this year officially at like the
Wait, really?
Yeah. It's the most watched thing on TV. On TV.
Like people stream it on their...
On the TVs, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it overtook everything this year for the first time ever. YouTube's huge.
Wait, this year is in 2025?
2025.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because so many, like, being on so many social media platforms. Like, I remember Facebook. Like, I have a Facebook show. And when that was first being launched, Facebook was like, this is our direct competitor with YouTube because YouTube is, like, taking over.
Yeah.
It's that long form. Because everyone, you know, we all talk about our short attention spans, which we do have. But then people will sit down and, like, if you're teaching them...
If it's an interesting... video or something they care about,
they'll sit and watch it. Yeah.
Okay, next thing. March 15th, 2005. A very popular singer released a song. And this song spent 14 non-consecutive weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Any guesses who the artist was and what the song was?
14 weeks?
2005.
I feel like the song that I always hear about, like, that's the longest standing on the charts is the... Don't make me sing it. What is
Say it. You could do it.
Mr. Brightside.
It's not.
Oh, the Killers.
But that one was like on the top charts for like one of the longest running things. That's not
Is
bad.
it Taylor Swift?
In 2005?
It wasn't that her first album? I don't know.
It's Mariah Carey.
Oh.
Is that All I Want for Christmas Is You?
No.
No.
It's
I'm like, it's not Hillary Duff?
It's We Belong Together. Have you heard that song?
We belong together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah.
Can't sleep at night, but you both by my side.
So this song is considered one of the biggest comeback hits in music history, reviving Mariah Carey's career after
she had a little
rough
dip.
early Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Took a little break.
Good for her. Good for Mariah Carey.
So you know that song, We Belong Together?
Yeah, I love that song.
Let's hear the song. 3, 2, 1, go.
We belong together.
Sweet love, yeah. I didn't mean it when I said I didn't love you so.
I just remember the part. It's like, I can't sleep at night with you both by my side. There's something on the radio. Listen to me. This is too deep. Too deep.
Yeah. Wait,
this
apparently
is a
we don't
different
remember
song.
this song.
No, that is the song, right?
Yeah, that is the song.
Yeah.
That's
Too
the song.
deep. I gotta change the station, so I turn the dial and I catch a break. And then I hear a baby face. I
Heck yeah.
only think of you as breaking my heart. Is this right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it together, but I'm falling apart. I can't sing, so nobody wants to hear this. But
No, this is
That's
great
beautiful.
because I'm like drawing a gigantic blank.
It remains one of the most played songs of the 2000s.
that makes sense. Do you guys remember your first live concert? Because mine was in middle school, probably in 2005.
Mariah Carey?
No, it was Blink-182.
Wow.
Also, very
And
good.
in the same year, Hillary Duff.
Wow.
Great year for me.
That was a great year.
Yeah. What about
Fantastic.
you? Any concerts?
I don't remember what my first concert was. I think it was just like a local, like, I don't know if I've been to a concert for like a big
Artist.
I think I've only ever been to like local
Stuff.
bars, local concerts.
I got lucky. My friend's like mom took me.
Nice.
Like,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
That's fun.
Next thing, March 24th, 2005, an adaptation of a British series was launched in...
The Office?
The Office is correct.
Hell
Nice.
yeah, brother.
Wow, The Office was 20 years ago.
That's crazy.
That's disgusting.
I actually didn't watch The Office until the pandemic. I'd never seen it.
Me too, to be honest.
It wasn't
Yeah.
something I watched as it was airing. Yeah, it was something I watched later on like Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, the first season actually struggled a lot in its ratings.
Well, it's bad. I skipped it.
And then the second season really picked up, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I
First
think they
season-
found their fitting.
Yeah.
Their fitting. Their groove.
Yeah. No, fitting works.
Yeah.
works.
I wouldn't say footing. I feel like I said fitting.
They found what works for them.
Yeah.
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 They hit their stride.
I feel like the first season they were trying to copy the British show
Yeah.
too much, and it wasn't working for like the American audience.
And then they were like, okay, Steve Carell, just go be yourself.
yeah, just be you. And then
Just
he
do
was
it.
like, bet.
And it was great.
What do you like about The Office?
Oh, it's just so feel good, funny. I feel like you can tell that the show is written, but they also
Yeah.
gave a lot of freedom to the actors, like you
Yeah.
said, like Steve Carell and Rainn Wilson.
Yes.
To just like really dive into their characters. I watched like some BTS, and apparently they just always had the cameras running. So like you can just tell the comedy gold is sometimes from the unplanned. And I feel like it's really beautiful when shows allow that to happen, and they're not like, because
it's more natural.
It's more natural. Like we love Friends and whatever the 3-camera sitcoms, but like you don't find the magic.
Yeah.
Like what The Office has or Parks and Rec and stuff, because you don't allow the freedom from the script.
And like it was the first, I guess, popularized mockumentary.
Mm-hmm.
So we all we all know like the Jim Halpert in the camera, just
dude. So good.
It's classic. It's so good.
I
so
always
funny.
think about the episode where he pulls the TV out the wall and like pops it back in.
I love watching the bloopers for The Office because it's like the magic moments, like you said. Like Jim will start to break and he'll just like try to have to keep it in while they like film other people, and he's just like.
It's like physically painful for him.
Which character do you associate with the most?
I feel like Jim's supposed to be the relatable one.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be like the normal dude with these kooky characters like Michael and Dwight.
I feel like if I had to work in an office, I'd be like Stanley.
Absolutely, 100%.
Like I would be like,
I'm just trying to go home.
I'm just trying to get out of here. I'm just trying to get my check, baby, and leave.
Yep, I'm just here for the money. I'm not trying to be friends with all y'all.
Yeah. Having to deal with Michael Scott, I know my face would look like his.
I feel like I try to be Jim, but sometimes I come across as Andy. And I don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes I'll just be like way too much and just has no clue. And I'm just like, and then I have to like review my day to be like, did I just? Oh no.
Okay, next thing. April 2nd, 2005. This was a big moment. It was
the day after April Fool's Day.
Yes. A little bit more sober is Pope John Paul II dies.
Yes, the Pope.
I was not personally affected by that, but...
Do you know why it was a big moment?
Because he's dead.
Was he the Pope for like 50 years?
He was a Pope for 26 years, and his funeral led to one of the largest gatherings of world leaders in history, with over 4 million mourners in Rome. He was specifically very important because he played a crucial role in trying to, at the time of his time, try and build good relationships with Judaism, Islam, and other faiths.
Oh, I love that.
And allowing it to become part of the Catholic religion that we
to
must
like accept people.
Yes,
Accept
exactly.
other. I love that. I love that.
It was a big moment.
Isn't it crazy how we're regressing? Sorry, not to get political.
No,
It's real. It's topical.
Thoughts on that?
I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, that's
awesome.
probably why he touched so many people, because it's like when you lead with empathy and respect and compassion, people resonate with that.
Yeah.
God forbid.
And he touched people in a good way.
Yeah. I was gonna
Unlike
say,
many Catholics.
the Catholic Church since then has gone downhill. I could
Maybe
say
a
that.
little slippage.
He was also the first non-Italian pope in 450 years. So
What?
it was one of many firsts.
What was he?
He's from Poland, so he was Polish.
Poland Pope.
Polish Pope.
Polish pope.
I like that for him.
Pope.
I can't wait for that movie, The Polish Pope.
We'll make it right now.
No, but he did some incredible stuff for the Catholic religion at the time.
Is that when Pope Francis started?
No,
Or is that-
Pope Benedict.
Ah.
Pope Benedict the 16th took over in April 19th. Okay, May 19th, 2005.
Okay.
Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith premieres.
Wow.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That
I
was
don't
in
know.
2005?
I feel like that would be older.
Yeah, because 99 was Phantom Menace.
Correct.
I guess Clone Wars was probably 2002 or something like
Yeah.
that. But wow, 3 years between each. Okay.
What about Harry Potter? Wasn't that
What
coming
about
around?
Harry Potter?
I mean, like that was like I remember like waiting for premieres in middle school, so it would be around this time, right? Like those.
That was probably like the third.
This was when
fourth
the
movie.
Goblet of Fire came out.
Oh, yeah.
It was already on 4.
It was supposed to be concluding the big twists of how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So that was why it's such a big.
That's where we got the epic lightsaber duel between
Yes.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, between Anakin Skywalker. It's where I have the high ground.
Yes.
You underestimate my power.
Highest grossing movie of 2005.
Yeah, that makes
As
sense.
it should be. You know?
Star Wars has been so big. And of course, I feel like the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones were disappointments to the Star Wars community. So Revenge of the Sith was definitely like, everyone considered it the best
It was
of
definitely
the
best
prequels.
of that trilogy.
Yeah,
for sure. Have you seen The Revenge of the Sith?
Probably in 2005.
If you're not a Star Wars girly.
It's been a while for me. I whenever I say I'm into fantasy, I'm into like I'm not into like the future fantasy like Star Wars, Star Trek. I like Lord of the Rings, Harry
Yeah.
Potter, more
You-
magical
You're more like
fantasy.
high fantasy than like sci-fi.
Sci-fi fantasy, yeah. So it's like, it's cute, I'll watch it, I appreciate them, but I can't quote
It's
it.
cute. I'll watch it as Padme dies
Yeah.
from sadness.
I'm like, cute, yeah.
Cute. So
like
cute.
it.
Padme was poor Padme.
Poor Padme.
Poor Padme. You know Natalie Portman, who played Padme. Keira Knightley was her double in that.
I did read about that,
Did you
which
read
is so
that?
funny because as
I
a
always
kid,
used to
I
mix
always
them up.
thought they were the same. I always thought they were the same person.
I was like, Keira Knightley.
I was like, oh, I can't believe she's in Pirates of the Caribbean and Star Wars. That's so cool.
I can't believe she was so young. Both of them.
So young. It's nuts when you like go back and realize she was like in her teens.
She was a teen.
Natalie
in
Portman?
Phantom Menace.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Natalie
Keira Knightley
Portman-
was 17 in Pirates.
Yes.
Oh my
Which
god.
is inappropriate.
It's nuts.
I mean, she killed it. She slayed the house down boots. But
Okay, May 23rd, 2005. Speaking of love, to
What?
discuss his relationship, in a moment of extreme excitement, this person jumped on Oprah's couch.
Tom Cruise.
I almost said Tom Hanks. Tom
That would be a
Cruise.
different timeline.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, tell me what you
Tom
remember
Cruise.
Uh,
about that.
Tom Cruise gives me the ick. I'm sorry to that man. I never met him before.
I don't know, man. Mission Impossible
Maybe-
is unbelievably good.
Yes. He's
It's
made some
He's
excellent,
so bloody
incredible movies.
His
He's
movies are amazing.
a
great.
great actor.
Yes.
In many movies.
It is hard, and some people are really good about being able to separate the person from
Yes,
the art,
from the
which
role, yes.
which I'm not going to take that away from him. He's an amazing actor. Top Gun still was one of
Yes.
my family's like
Yeah,
ride or
yeah.
dies. But knowing that he's a Scientologist
Yeah.
and how problematic it is, it's just like it does taint the image a little bit. And
Yeah.
okay, can I say something about the Mission Impossible movies?
Say
this
it.
is not a popular opinion though. As an actor, I feel like it's a little irresponsible to do your own stunts.
Okay,
unless,
yeah.
Unless he has it in the contracts that everyone gets paid out in case that he dies. But when you're number one on the call sheet in a movie, everything is dependent on you. And those big blockbuster films are literally employing hundreds of people.
Yes.
So I don't know, even like that's why we use stunt doubles, right? Because like Harry Potter, his stunt double literally is paralyzed. So if that would have happened to Daniel Radcliffe, the whole
rest of the
franchise would have
movies is
died.
like, uh-oh.
Right? Not that it's terrible that it happened to the stunt double as well, but like there are precautions in place to protect.
But at the very least, everybody working on those movies was able to continue working on those movies.
So
For sure.
I don't know. I've never read the Mission Impossible contract. So maybe he has it in there that like everyone gets paid out regardless if he injures himself.
Yes.
But it's just a very
Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting take. But
Yeah,
what do you remember
from-
of this
from
moment?
people in the entertainment
What do you remember of
industry?
this moment of jumping on Oprah Winfrey's couch?
I
'Cause some people
remember it
say-
being blown way out of proportion. I remember hearing, it's like, Tom Cruise did this crazy thing where he was jumping up and down on Oprah Winfrey's couch acting like a crazy person. And then you go and watch it and she's just like, how do you feel? And he's just like, I just feel so full of, and then he just like hops on the couch and then just immediately comes back down. He's like, I'm sorry. I just felt like the emotion coming out. And I was like, oh, that was just a little moment. It wasn't like, he wasn't like throwing furniture around or anything.
I love love.
I love love.
Yeah. I think it's a little cringe, but like
Wow.
You know
so
what?
You don't want your man to do that for you?
no.
No.
Oh, wow.
On Valentine's Day, sometimes love is cringe. I've done some cringy stuff in my relationship, and that's fine.
That's cute.
Okay.
But
Number 9, May 25th, 2005. Carrie Underwood wins American Idol.
Was that the first American Idol?
Fourth.
no.
Fourth. Oh.
Was the first
Kelly
one Kelly Clarkson?
Kelly Clarkson was the first winner.
Whoa.
Now she has her own talk show.
She's great.
She's amazing. I love her.
She's so good at singing. Clay Aiken, does he still sing?
Is he still around?
Carrie Underwood wins American Idol at the age of 21.
21.
She has a great career too, right?
Yeah.
Like she's still killing it, I think.
She's one of those American Idol winners that you're just like, oh yeah, I know that person.
Yeah. Her and Kelly, I
Yeah.
feel like are the main dogs.
Yeah.
Who-
Top dogs.
Name another one.
Freaking Adam Levine.
Fantasia. Adam Levine won.
Not Adam Levine.
Adam Levine?
No. Adam Lambert. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes, Adam Lambert, yes.
Sorry,
I was like, are you about to blow my mind right now?
Are you high? No.
Adam Lambert with Queen is the best Adam Lambert. Like, he's incredible, but that combination he's amazing.
Yeah, I saw him in concert. It was
I also
freaking great.
remember, I don't remember who won the season of American Idol, but I remember watching the season with Chris Daughtry and like Catherine McPhee. And I have no idea who the winner of that season was,
Catherine
but I
McPhee.
remember those two.
Yes.
I think I only watched. I don't even think I watched Carrie Underwood season. I think I watched like the first one, and I was like,
You're good.
I
All
love So
done.
You Think You Could Dance, though. That was also really popular around
I mean,
that
that
time.
was your interest.
Yeah, that
the
was.
thing.
I could tell you about all of those.
Her winning song debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, which is amazing for an American
Wow.
Idol. Like literally out of nowhere, just this country singer who comes, builds a whole career.
And now
That's
are the people who are winning American Idol
I haven't
popular?
heard.
Like, is that show? Isn't it still on?
It's still on. I think it's just become more of a saturated market of
Yeah.
like music. The music industry has changed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like in 2005, the winners of these shows became the next big musicians.
Yeah.
Now the next big musicians are found everywhere on
like,
social
Spotify,
media,
yeah.
on
Yeah.
Spotify, on TikTok. You know, there's like musicians everywhere.
On
So-
YouTube.
On YouTube, exactly. Speaking about music, the next thing that happened, June 11th, 2005, another breakup, a musical breakup.
Uh-oh.
Destiny Child announced their breakup.
Heartbreaking.
Whoa. 20 years ago.
I'm not gonna give up. I love Destiny's Child. Bills, bills, bills.
Can you pay my bills?
Can you pay my automobiles?
Can you pay my telephone bills?
I wish there were more like groups like that. I feel like everyone. I get it. I get it. Like it's probably hard splitting things 3 ways. I don't know what it's like to be a singer, but like there's something about a girl group that really just.
They're still one of the best-selling girl groups of all time.
Yeah.
July 2nd, 2005, moving from music to music, the Live 8 concerts. Do you remember that?
Live 8?
Live 8.
No.
You don't
Wait,
remember
Live
that?
Aid?
Live 8.
Live 8? Like the number 8?
It's like Bonnaroo?
This is Bob Geldof organized a series of concerts in the G8 nations to raise awareness about poverty. It was held in London, Philadelphia, Paris, Berlin, Rome, had some of the biggest artists.
Not it raising awareness and neither of us knowing about it.
Yeah.
Like, I want to cry.
Because I thought I've heard of Live Aid, like AID.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Yeah.
this was
It's like a
almost the
spin-off of
20th
that?
anniversary of Live Aid, because Live Aid was 1985.
Yeah, it's the
Okay,
80s.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So this is
it
like-
is like a play on words.
It is a play on.
Okay, so
Okay.
this was like a more recent version of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we should do another one because it's been another 20 years, right?
Live 28.
So the Live 8 concerts were pretty big, especially in London, where I was from. It was huge. So another thing that was huge in London that you guys might not know, but I included in this list, was July 7th, 2005, were the London bombings. 7/7.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember that, but there were 4 suicide bombers that coordinated attacks on London's public transport system. 52 civilians and 700 were injured and killed in underground trains and a bus. So it was like a public transport attack.
Yeah.
It was like almost, it was, I mean, not you can never quantify it, but it was
Yeah.
almost UK's version of 9/11.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
what the
It was like
what
a
is-
giant terrorist
Or maybe more
attack
like a
in
better-
populated city.
A better
com-
correlation would be like
comparable.
the Boston Marathon.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like one person or like smaller scale, but it's crazy. It's also like places where you feel safe. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like the subway, you're just going to work,
Yeah.
and
I mean, it's hard to
It's
quantify
crazy.
like
In
terrorist
it.
attacks in
Yeah.
general, but
Yeah.
like, I see what you're saying. Where
Yeah.
it's like, it's on the scale of
like we're just living like
Yeah.
I guess 9/11 was like that
Attacks.
too.
9/11 was
on
exactly
civilians.
like that, though.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
were just going to work.
They're going to work, and then
Yeah.
it was like
living
out
their
of
life.
nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
But it also resulted in like the destruction of 2 major
Major
skyscraper buildings.
And launched an entire war
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
wrong country.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about those, but never like learning or like understanding them until I was like older.
Because public transport is such a huge part of London.
Yeah.
So people don't know
Us
that in
American
LA.
peons have
unless,
no idea what
unless
that's
you're
like.
in New York.
Unless you're in New York. If you
Yeah.
don't understand New York, it's literally like
Taking the subway.
coordinated public transport
Yeah.
attacks. Subway, buses. Like everyone who was traveling was like, oh my God, am I next? Like it was like a whole,
Yeah.
everyone was so scared. I remember we were at school, because obviously I was at school. Everything stopped and we all went in front of this block TV and just watched the news for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? In my head now, I'm looking back like, why are you making kids do this? Like,
No, it was
that's-
Yeah,
the
right?
same thing with 9/11.
Yeah.
We were all like in school, and then they put
The
us all in,
teachers
like, a
would just
room,
stop,
and
go into
then-
the room, turn on TVs.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. August 29th, 2005. Another devastating thing.
Wait, August 29th?
29th.
My birthday.
That's your birthday? Oh my God, 7 days after my birthday.
Apart from your
Cute.
birth, the other devastating thing that happened on August 29th.
A devastating event.
Okay. Anyway.
Incredible.
August 29th, 2005. Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, my
Oh,
hurricane
Hurricane
tortilla. Sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. It's literally what I thought first thing too.
Save.
Let me tell you. Let me make you feel bad. 1,800 people died in Hurricane
I already
Katrina.
feel bad. I just said Hurricane Tortilla publicly.
It's one of the deadliest and most costliest hurricanes in U.S. history.
Well, it was also my birthday. Yeah, that was really. Katrina's still like talked about.
Yes, as like one of the big ones.
I also, this is so messed up, but I also think of Katrina, like the dance, ballroom dancer.
Yes.
You know,
It's crazy how we name hurricanes after like actual names.
Yeah. Also,
so
like,
that when you hear those names,
it's just-
Katrina's screwed. Any Katrina
Yeah.
that you know is like,
but also human resilience to be able to like Hurricane Katrina was one of the worst things that ever happened, and then like this ballroom
Jokify it.
dancer is literally like spinning, is like Katrina, like
yep.
it's just like,
and we all just like we get that. Well,
Yeah.
comedy is tragedy plus time, is what like they say.
oh my god, I've never heard
philosophical.
that before. I have to leave. I have to journal about that.
You're just like, my whole life has been tragedy plus time.
Tragedy plus time is why I'm so funny.
Amen.
the total damage was estimated at $125 billion.
Oh right, the hurricane.
The hurricane, yeah. the hurricane.
Was that?
New
Am I?
Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
was that my 16th birthday?
You are wild.
I'm just
That would
kidding.
make you
I'm kidding.
36.
Stop.
Which is incorrect.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
20
that's
years
wrong.
ago.
I remember hearing about that hurricane, and then that's where like the idea of why didn't they prepare more sandbags? Why weren't they? They are under the sea level. They should have been more prepared.
They were definitely
blah blah blah. They were levees that weren't completed because of government incompetence. Blah 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 blah.
It's
Louisiana.
Also,
blah
it's
blah
also
blah
the
blah.
beginning of people, not the beginning, but I think a huge thing I remember is to be like, well, why don't they just move?
Ugh.
And like when people say that, I just want to,
Punch him in the face. Why don't you move?
yeah, it's not that easy. I've thought about leaving the U.S. right now. I mean, it's when you start looking into logistics of things, you can't just pack up
It's
and
hard.
leave.
Also, like
I
you
can't.
have life experiences somewhere. You don't want to just give that
And
up.
family or
and
whatever.
family and friends,
Yeah.
and like you have established an established life somewhere.
And some people have generations.
It's true.
So people
under-
pretend it's so easy to just uproot yourself and go elsewhere.
People underestimate the emotional and psychological ramifications of moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Even though-
practically, yes. Obviously, I can move back to London.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Logistically, you can
Sure.
plan
You can
moving.
figure
well,
it
you
out.
can because you have enough financial freedom to be able to do so, but that's not.
And you have
necessarily-
connections back there.
And you have connections.
I mean, my connections is my mom and dad. Like, I've got a home that I can
Yeah,
go
exactly.
to.
But like, if
life
I
is
wanted
there.
to move to London, say like, my house is ruined or whatever, I can't just like pick up and leave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I could go to another part of the U.S.,
But
but it comes with
hard.
ramifications and having to be financially stable enough to like start from scratch.
Yeah.
Okay, September 19th, 2005. We've gone through a lot of the year so far.
Damn,
How I Met Your Mother premieres.
love that show.
How I Met Your Mother premiered the same year as The Office.
Correct.
It feels
Huh?
newer.
Yeah, that feels wrong. You're wrong, Abhi.
History is wrong.
It also ran for 9 seasons, just like The Office. So they
Whoa.
were basically running concurrently.
That's really weird to think about because, yeah, I think of How I Met Your Mother as more current, as like
Yeah.
more recent than The Office, but it was the exact same time.
That is
Whoa.
weird.
Time is comedy plus tragedy.
Time is comedy minus tragedy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Arithmetic.
Ted Mosby, thoughts on How I Met Your Mother?
I love it. I think it's such an easy show to go rewatch. Like,
How I Met Your Mother, Friends, Big Bang Theory.
I was literally gonna
they're
say
all like,
how people feel about Friends is how I feel about How I Met Your Mother. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Friends is funny. Sorry, but I think How I Met Your Mother is easily rewatchable and stands up and like gets me a chuckle again.
Yeah.
It's a very comfort show.
Yeah, it's a great time.
But the ending,
the finale,
boo.
like,
It wasn't that
it
bad.
poops the bed.
It poops the
it
bed.
wasn't
Yeah.
that bad. It was all right.
It was,
It was
bad.
Here's the thing, from what I understand, and like the
They
kids,
should have just made Robin the mother, to be honest.
Yeah.
If they wanted to go that route,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
should have just made her the mother.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, in the final season, let me just show you the mother.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
People have seen
If you
it.
haven't finished How I Met Your Mother, and
From
you probably
20 years
won't
ago.
at this point.
It's like, in the final season, let me introduce Kristen Moriarty, give her the quickest arc ever, and kill her off. Okay, she's dead.
Make her a fan favorite, and
Yeah.
then gone.
She was great. I loved her.
She
And
was
it's like-
amazing.
yeah. But
Yeah, that's why I almost felt worse. And also Barney's whole arc.
Yeah.
And then goes right back
And then
down
just
to
goes
being yeah, it was just like a terrible way.
Because from what I understand is they had the finale filmed and planned for like the entire run of the show. Like since the first season, they knew how they were going to end it. And instead of updating it as the show went along, as the show evolved, they were like, no, we'll just hard left turn back into the original finale. so that it ends up with.
Instead of letting it grow. And
Yeah.
That's why the kids look the same age.
That's why the kids are the same age. That's why in the finale of the show, the kids are the same age. But in the promotional material for the final season, they're grown up. They're like, Dad, you've been telling the story for 9 years. Hurry it up already.
It's like Gossip Girl. I don't know when Gossip Girl started or ended, but the ending of that was obvious that they went off the rails and they were like, how do we bring this back?
Yeah.
Gossip Girl was 2007. So
Around that time, yeah.
okay. Legend. Wait for it.
Of Zelda.
Dairy.
Dairy. No.
Wow.
Wow.
We were talking about How I Met Your Mother, Brittany.
Legend. Wait for
I
it.
know, but I just went with the first thing that popped in my head.
Fair.
The slap bet. Whew.
That's improv training right there.
Okay.
Just me not knowing that.
October
Shut up.
5th, 2005. A huge book series was published.
Twilight.
Twilight is
Oh my God. How did you know that?
I'm a huge book nerd. Okay, I love reading. I've read all of them. And back in the day, I did Harry Potter. I did Hunger Games. I did Twilight. I'm still that girl. I read all the popular ones you're talking about today. I've read them. I do book reviews on my Instagram. Like
Wow.
I
don't think I
went to the
heard about
premieres when the
Twilight.
movies came out for Twilight and Harry Potter. They were good. And then I reread it as an adult because she came out with Edward's point of view.
What?
Yeah, not recently, but maybe 5 years ago or something. And it's funny because I hadn't been someone I was really into it in high school, and then I just let it go and kept living, which is not the case for everybody.
And I let it go and kept living.
Some people stay obsessed, but I'd almost forgotten what had
Yeah.
happened in Twilight. So when I reread it in Edward's perspective, I was like, oh, I forgot about that, and it was really fun and super nostalgic and.
Oh yeah, he calls her Spider Monkey. Oh yeah.
It's cute. That didn't happen in the books, but
Okay.
In the
Well,
movie.
it's
And
sold 100 million copies worldwide and was translated into 37 languages.
Wow.
That's Twilight power. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson.
Oh yeah.
Global stars.
Oh,
Robert
yeah.
Pattinson, I mean, Kristen Stewart, I don't want to comment too much on because I've not seen too much of her other stuff.
Oh, she's great.
But Robert Pattinson is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
And he.
Oh yeah.
I always remember him as being the worst actor in Twilight possible.
He's gone into interviews saying he hated doing Twilight.
Not only did he hate it though, but apparently in the first Twilight, he takes his work very seriously as an actor. So when
Yeah.
he read the book and the script, he was like, oh, this guy is tortured.
Yeah.
He wants to eat the girl he loves, all this stuff. So he was playing it super tortured and
Super serious.
super serious. And he literally got in trouble. And his agent came to the set in the middle, I think, of Twilight 1 and was like, if you don't start playing this differently, you're going to get fired and we'll place you and they'll reshoot the whole thing. So step up. He had to be like, okay, so I need to get more of the romance and not be
He
this
needs to be
tortured
more
vampire.
young adult teenage novel.
Yeah, so I think there was a
as opposed to actual serious
vampire.
actor.
Yeah. I think there's some
Wow.
turmoil happening.
And he was Cedric Diggory already, so people knew of him. And nowadays, he's going all over the place. He's the Lighthouse. He's
God.
going to be in the new Mickey 17 movie.
17.
I want to see
He's
that.
It looks
Great.
amazing.
In The Boy and the Heron, he's the English dub voice of the Heron, and his voice is unrecognizable. It's crazy.
And I think both of them were
He was
so
in Tenet as well.
Tenet.
Christopher Nolan is now casting him in everything because he's
Yeah.
so good.
So good.
Batman, he was amazing in
Oh
Batman.
yeah,
Yes.
Batman too. Well, I think
The
also
Batman.
both of them were so young and still learning.
yeah.
And even Kristen Stewart, she the Princess Diana movie. Did you guys watch it?
Yes, yes. I didn't see it, but I saw
Can't think of what it's called. She's so good in that.
Yeah.
Okay, October 19th, 2005, the trial of Saddam Hussein begins.
Yeah, as a 13-year-old at that point, that was not the world I was tuned into.
Yeah.
So I have nothing to say about this.
Any thoughts on that? He was like the Iraqi dictator that
Yeah,
killed a lot
we
of
know
his
who-
own
I mean,
people.
we know who
he
Saddam
is.
Hussein
Yeah.
was, but
And I think at that point it was nice to finally catch him because I feel like they were
They were
chasing
like,
him
"We
for
got
a
him."
long time, and it felt like, okay, can this war finally end now that this person is captured?
yeah.
That was not the case, but I think that was a lot of people's hope.
A lot of Saddam's lawyers were
Come back.
assassinated during the trial as well. So it was like
Yikes.
It was pretty big. And the world was speaking about it, especially because of so much American involvement in that side of the world. That
Yeah,
And then South Park has Saddam Hussein as a character, so
just insane.
just really spread his name and image around.
November 22nd, 2005, one of the most powerful women on the planet was established. Angela Merkel became Germany's first female chancellor. Have you ever heard that name before?
Yes.
Chris,
yes.
what do you know?
That she was Germany's first female chancellor.
Which is basically the equivalent of the highest position
Yeah.
in government, which is insane because she was the most powerful woman for 20 years.
Hell yeah.
So much power.
We love women in power.
We love women in power.
She was known for being very pragmatic and people saw her leadership as very steady. So people people would criticize women for being very emotional and not being able to lead things because they're not, very head thinking or whatever.
And then everybody just pointed at Angela Merkel doing a great job.
And she led them through Eurozone crisis, the pandemic, and she obviously gave up her leadership in 2021, but she's one of Europe's longest serving leaders.
You know what's so funny about
the
argument about women being too emotional to lead? Is that people forget that anger is an emotion.
And men get angry.
Men get very angry with their little testosterone
All the
tantrums.
time.
So it's like we forget that we think
They
that
throw
emotions
hissy
is
fits.
crying.
Yeah.
But anger is actually the most volatile emotion there is.
November 22nd, 2005, the same day,
Oh.
Xbox 360 launches.
Yes, those equally important events.
I have an Xbox now. I have an Xbox One. But I was a PlayStation girly in middle school. Spyro, Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot was the one.
So good. Spyro was my favorite.
I want the internet to know that I am and always have been a PlayStation girly. From PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 5, all of it.
Xbox 360 kicked off Xbox Live and really helped with the
Back to
online-
Xbox.
Xbox, yeah, fine, whatever.
Halo 3, Gears of War, and Call of Duty 2 helped define the game's success.
Wait, Halo
Yes.
3.
was also on PlayStation though, right?
It
No,
was.
never.
No.
No?
Actually, it was never.
They've recently announced that they might start bringing Halo to PlayStation, which to me signals
Because
like
Halo was built by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ubisoft, I think, right?
Microsoft.
Because I thought I had a PlayStation. Maybe I was playing at somebody else's house, but I remember playing Halo. That's the one that goes like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And
It was made by Bungie.
Yes, you're
And
right. Yes,
and
yes.
Microsoft was
Microsoft-
made Xbox.
Yes.
So yeah.
November 28th, 2005, the first ever Cyber Monday happened.
Did people die in Walmart?
Cyber Monday.
Did people die at
Cyber
home on their computer?
Cyber
I
Monday.
didn't. What happened in November?
First ever Cyber Monday. Online
Wow,
shopping.
online shopping. Interesting.
It completely destroyed the notion of what you just said.
Yeah.
Because no one now, if you go Black Friday, no one goes into stores.
Did people die at Walmart on Cyber Monday? Yes,
but
for
Yes.
unrelated reasons.
Out of clear boredom.
I remember Cyber Monday used to slap so hard. I got my one and only cruise I've ever been on for half off. Now I feel like Cyber Monday is like 10% off. And I'm like, that's not even taxes in California, baby.
Yeah.
It's still the highest shopping day of the year.
Because, at home shopping is much more popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, after all those days of
where
like
are-
Black Friday of people like getting trampled on.
Let's bring 'em
Cyber
back.
Monday seems.
We don't fight for things anymore like we used to in this country. Hand-to-hand
We
combat.
don't throw a fist anymore as we used to.
Maybe that would solve a lot of our problems if we had to face each other in person.
Yeah, if people
And
running
I'm-
for office went to a debate
fist fight
and they just had
beforehand.
fisticuffs beforehand just to show how tough they were, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Rock'em sock'em.
Final thing. December 9th, 2005. The 20th thing I'm ending with is Brokeback Mountain premieres.
Wow.
20 years ago.
That had a huge cultural
Yeah.
impact.
Huge cultural impact.
Huge.
Speak about that.
I think was a little too young.
Yeah.
So I just didn't
Yeah, I was
care.
too young to understand,
like
I guess,
the
the
ramifications
importance
or
of it.
how it would have a ripple effect. But I'm glad it happened, and I'm glad that the actors, I think, stood by it the whole
Yeah.
time and were proud of their work and how important that story was to tell.
I also don't think I was tainted by hate at that point in time.
Yeah.
So
But you are now?
Yeah. Oh, I'm filled with
Rage.
vile hatred for the world. But no, back then they were just like, yeah, it's about two cowboys falling in love, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I think
I'm gonna go play Kingdom Hearts 2 again.
I mean, it was such a good approach. I mean, it's actually, I think Brokeback Mountain was based on a book.
Probably.
Let me just
as
double-
best stories are.
Yeah. Also, I still have never seen Brokeback Mountain.
I don't think I've seen it either.
It's based
But
on
I
a
haven't seen
short
a lot of
story.
movies.
1997 short story.
Mm.
It's the idea of cowboys falling in love. That's the whole premise.
Yeah.
That's what really...
And that really also is what pissed people off, right? Because it's an American, macho man stereotype falling in love. But that's what makes it beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I
because
think
love is love is
Yeah.
love.
And Ang Lee's an incredible director. He won
Yeah.
Best Director for that. He won so many awards.
Who,
won
I need to go
Best
back
was
to
it? It was Heath Ledger and
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. That's right. That's right.
I just watched
Wow.
Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is
Yes.
a current book-based movie.
I thought
gay
you were going to
leads.
say, which is a current Brokeback Mountain. I was like,
No.
It's
but-
Brokeback
but-
Mountain 2.
But I would say, could that movie be happening if Brokeback Mountain never happened? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
I like seeing
I
the
see.
ripple effects of media and those actors
Brokeback
and
Mountain
that crew
opened
took
the door
That, they
for
took that
others.
risk because they definitely got a lot of hate for it.
Yeah.
okay.
And I love that.
And that was 2005.
Isn't it crazy though? Being in middle school around the time, so much was happening globally, and I literally Like, I know those things happen, but I feel like if I was an adult while those things were happening, it'd be so different.
That's how people like view their lives. It's what they remember about, like, you know, if a major event happened, you might remember like how you were affected by it, or how it like dominated the news, or how like a friend of yours was affected by it. But like we don't our
get the
time on
ramifications
Earth as like the major cultural events. We view it from our own, you know, experiences. Yeah. Kids like in the pandemic probably didn't understand. Like they might understand, oh yeah, those couple of years I spent at home for some reason.
Where I couldn't go to school. Oh no.
Yeah.
And it's like,
whereas adults in it, we're just like, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, well, thank you so much for watching this wonderful episode. Thank you, Chris and Brittany, for joining us. Just tell people where they can find you.
I'm Brittany, aka BMars, which is an S-Z at the end. You can find me on all social media platforms there.
Hello, I'm Chris. You can find me as Made in China 211 on Instagram, or as Chris Way Lewis. That's my stage name for any acting projects I'm in. You can also find me on the ReactCAST from time to time, or on the React channel, People vs. Food, and Bullseye channels from time to time as well.
Make sure you listen to the podcast on all platforms, or listen and watch if you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
And make sure you rate and review, because that really helps us to keep making this great content.
Yeah.
Reminder that ReactCAST is back to a weekly cadence with myself, Nicole, and Beba doing regular sessions, and all of your favorite reactors.
Me.
Me. Leave comments. Say like what you liked.
And if you liked me and Chris, you have to say it, or else they won't hire us again.
That's not true, guys.
Yes, it is. They leave us in the basement until you guys say that you want to see us again, and then they unlock it and bring us up.
There we go.
You left him hanging for a while. Okay, say your goodbyes. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you.
joining.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.